Trials and tribulations are present in the lives of each and every person. Now, with the grace and mercy of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we are here to motivate you through these tough times. Presenting to you, Ebenezer Manna.
Greetings to all in the precious name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I hope you are all doing well. Today, we are going to learn from the life of Ananias, certain qualities that God taught me from the life of Ananias. So for that, I would like to turn your attention to Acts chapter 9 verses 10. So let me just read it for you. Now there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias, and to him the Lord said in a vision, Ananias. So before I say the first point, let me just take you back to the portion where the Lord called little Samuel. So when the Lord called him, he was not able to recognize that it was the Lord because it was his first encounter with the Lord. But after that, he had never asked the Lord, God, Lord, is it really you? Because he really knew the voice of the Lord and how it was. So he never asked Lord, is it really you? Even in Acts chapter 9, the first passage we read, the Lord called Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And the first question that Saul had was, who are you, Lord? Because he has never heard the voice of the Lord. But here we see that Ananias said, here I am, Lord. That means he really had an intense relationship with the Lord and he was able to recognize the voice of the Savior. So the first point that I wanted to highlight was he recognized the voice of the Lord. The second point is that he said, here I am, Lord. So that shows his availability and his submissive nature. So we have heard about this. The Lord does not want the ability, he needs the availability. So here we see a real-time example of the word availability. So the second thing is he was available and he was submissive to God. The third thing is that when the Lord said you have to go and lay your hands on Saul and pray for him, maybe Ananias was really afraid. But then he really did what the Lord said because he was obedient to the voice of the Lord. The third quality is he was really obedient to the voice of the Lord. And the fourth quality that I wanted to mention here is that Ananias, in his vision, he was able to see that somebody else is suffering. Somebody else is really suffering around him. So in our vision, in our encounter with the Lord, are we really able to see the other people who are suffering around us? So here we see that the relationship of Ananias with the Lord was really intense. The Lord is saying somebody else is really praying. He needs prayer. So you have to go there. So let us also ask the Lord, is there somebody else suffering around me? So let me pray. Let me go and pray for them. That is what Ananias did. And the fifth thing is that his ministry was really ordinary for us, because we never read about Ananias before or after. But now, Saul was such a great man. He wrote so many epistles, so many revelations that we are not able to decode. We are not able to to learn from it. It is very difficult to decode and learn from it. But he will never forget Ananias in his life. The ministry that Ananias did in Saul's life was never unforgettable in Saul's life, but it might be of very less significance to us. So our ministry might be sometimes very much of less, it might not be much significant to us, it might not be much noticeable, but it is definitely going to be a great blessing in somebody else's life. So these are the 5 qualities that I wanted to highlight from the life of Ananias. One is that he recognized the voice of the Lord. He recognized the voice of the Lord. The second is that he was available and he was submissive. The third is that he was obedient. And the fourth is that he was able to recognize that somebody around him needed help. And the fifth is that he was an ordinary man with an extraordinary ministry in somebody else's life. So let us also learn from this. Let us also learn from this, from the life of Ananias, and let us be a good disciple. May the Lord bless you all abundantly. Have a great day.